Welcome back. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy. Today we're going to take a look at these shell Cordovan boots. These are Meermans. As you can see, they're a little worse for wear. I wore them out on the farm today, and they got a little bit beat up. Went hiking. I did some chainsaw work. Overall, just a lot of walking and some pretty hard work on them. So these are the Meerman in shell Cordovan from Corwin. And so we're going to take a look at how to care for them and get them cleaned up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to lace them up so that I can really work on them. Now, sometimes you take the laces off. With this kind of work, I like to keep the laces on because I really want the shoes to be in one piece as I pull them together here. And, the last time I did this, I used pure polish and I used my skiving bone. Today, I have my deer bone, my skiving bone, my ebony stick, and then I have, this is Colonel 1909. I have the pure polish cleaner and conditioner again, and I have Saphir Cordovan cream that's actually colored, this color Cordovan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some cleanup first, and then I'm just going to attack it with the Cordovan cream from Saphir and not use the others today. We're going to see how that goes. I will use this as the, I also usually have a thing of Venetian shoe cream, but it's right over there. I didn't put it onto the table here. So we're just gonna, again, you can see I got a little beat up myself in addition to just the boots. So it was a hard day. So not a bad day, just a hard day. So, and of course, didn't get the things done that I wanted to get done outside of my dad's place. So anyway, here we go. I'm gonna take a seat so that I can get this going here. Now, first thing you do when you gotta attack your shoes is you gotta clean them and just make sure that there's no gunk on them. Like here I got just mud. You can see the soles they're okay. Never did take the sticker off. So I'm gonna take that off now. It's just new stuff. So now you can see just the brushing itself gets a lot off. And do the same thing with the other shoe. You can see the difference between them. Just regular brushing. It helps if I don't hit the tripod while I'm doing it. Sorry about that. All right. So now that's just basic stuff. And put this brush over there. Now this is my brush that I really use for Cordovan, which I'm going to, hopefully this is in camera. I'm sitting, so I'm not seeing it. And this is my pig bristle brush. And it's just a little bit rougher. And I feel it does a good job kind of opening up the actual Cordovan itself to make it a little bit easier to work with. Now, you'll see this is normal what happens with blind stitch sole. You get the edge here, it starts to roll out or it starts to wear through. This is, these are Meermans, so you don't expect different. I've actually started to prefer closed channel where they hammer it shut because it doesn't do that quite the same way. Here, I'll put this over here. You can see, as I use this brush, it does make a lot different. And of course, I would be a lot more aggressive normally, and I'm not on camera. Mostly because my arm's not free and I'm trying hard not to hit the tripod. as I go. But I'm gonna have to spend some time cleaning up the soles there just to get that out. But you can see just the junk that comes out on the table. There's quite a bit of just muck on here, but you want to get all that stuff cleaned up before you start using product. Now the product itself, you know, is not a miracle worker. The real miracle workers are just in the care of how you do it. So, okay. So now this is the Burgundy Cordovan cream. And you'll notice it does not have a lot of use because I don't usually use Saphir, but it's very good stuff. You just push it in. Now, I'm using my fingers, and they get dirty. You know, the pros will wear nitrile gloves or something like that because, you know, they're doing this all the time. For myself, it's not really that big a deal. I just wash my hands. And as you can tell, my hands are a little beat up from today. And of course, you know, in the COVID world, I've had to wash them a number of times anyway, so just part of the day. Just gonna go ahead and work this in here. You know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this without engaging one of my skiving tools first, so that you can see just how the Cordovan cream actually works before going on to the next step. Because it does work, not quite miracles, but it does work pretty well just by itself. And I think it is kind of a disservice if you just see, you know, what happens when you actually do the whole job without watching each piece at a time. You know, before, when I first started working with Cordovan, all I had was this cream, and actually not even this cream. I was using Cordovan cream from Allen Edmonds, which is more, and you can see a big scratch here, which is more like it's the same as the cream from Carmina, which is just a little bit stickier in all in all. Now I have a burgundy cream from Burgall. I have a neutral cream from Carmina, but which we'll get out and use, but not today. So today is Saphir Day. So now what's nice about Saphir is that it does permeate the leather and it dries pretty well. You know, when I use like a pure polish, I find that I like to let it dry overnight. It permeates the leather really, really well. It smells a little nicer, although not necessarily than the Cordovan cream. It certainly smells nicer than the regular shoe creams, but the Cordovan cream doesn't smell bad at all. Very, very little of that turpentine smell that you get with your regular line of Saphir products. But, you know, it's a different kind of leather. You know, this is a membrane, and so it reacts different and needs different stuff. All right, so that is how we're gonna leave that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna brush. You can be very aggressive with brushing and pushing down. Cordovan actually likes, not like it has feelings, but generally it responds very well to pretty rough brushing. So you don't have to be gentle. You can go quite quick. And as I said, you can go quite firm on the Cordovan. Now, if you look here, that's a pretty big difference from where we started. This has really come along very well. So I may not actually go and do all of this. I may not go any further. This is starting to look pretty good. So you see, here we go. Now there's a little spot there. And just brush this right out. So what do you think? Pretty good, huh? I think so. Now I can raise the shine, I can do water shine, I can do all the things that I normally do with regular shoes. You know, you really want to build the shine up nice, is you get a little water on the brush and you can do that. You know what, actually, I'm going to show you, because I happen to have my water. All right. So here. You can't stop yourself from being klutzy. I think that looks pretty darn good. I think, for all intents and purposes, I would consider this quite done. Would you? I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, there's a little bit mark here. You'd probably spend a little bit of time with. And I think here, I think that that's good enough. Now you can see the difference between the shoe. So now let's see how this cleans up. Okay. And again, I feel like this is pretty darn good. I don't know that I really need to go further. Now, I had a really good scrape on this shoe, on the heel. Let's take a look at that. You see it? I don't see it over there. There's this scrape. It's pretty much gone. Here. You see it? It's right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the regular deer bone in order to demonstrate it. So what I'm going to do is put a fair amount on here, and then I'm going to use the deer bone itself, put a little bit on there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go over that scrape just a little bit. All right. All right. Now, I'm going to take my cloth, and it should be a relatively familiar wrap, right? Now we're just going to go push into it. And you can see on the top here, did a good job kind of getting rid of it, but not necessarily down below. So I'm gonna just use this. And the skiving bone is good because it's smaller. You're able to target the area a little bit better. All right. And then you can use the ebony piece with that big round bottom to do the same thing on top of it. You want, you don't have to. Let me see what I'm doing. I'm just going over that big scrape, because really what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make the big scrape go away. That's my goal. That's as far as I really want to take this, right? So now, where's the scrape? And that is the beauty of shell Cordovan. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is how to, in my opinion, perfectly restore a pair of boots that got a pretty hard day of wear.